And welcome back to What If Sakura Was a Senju, Part 6, I believe we're on. I believe we're on Part 6. If not, it's Part 5. Um, and I think pretty sure it's Part 6. Anyway, last time on the Naruto What If, the attack on the Hidden Leaf Village, thanks to Orochimaru, had been foiled by those dastardly kids and their meddling dog. Akamaru was there. He's a meddling dog. So basically, everything went down more or less the way it did, just in a different way. Naruto still beat Gaara. He was even able to move a little easier because he just was a slightly stronger variant of Naruto. Unlike some other versions of Naruto, this one I don't think is super beyond what he normally is. But he's like, if Naruto normally is here in this part of the series, he's about there. There's a significant difference in his power, but nothing that like puts him at Chunin, Ambu, Okage. No, he's nothing. He's not hacks by any stretch of the means. Um, and Sakura being a Senju really hasn't aided the team very much when you really break it down. It only really helped bolster her arrogance a little bit. However, we have had some moments that have allowed her to realize that maybe she's been a little bit too arrogant for her own good. Anyway, we cut back to the aftermath of this. Now, again, nothing's really changed that much. Haku's probably going to be gone for this part of the arc, or the whole Tsunade retrieval arc thing, because with there being only so many ninja available, taking as many missions as they can to keep up the appearance of strength, Haku's skills would be very much tailored, and they know it. He's maybe a Chunin in terms of his rank, but skill-wise, he's probably a Jonin. He's great for hunter missions. He's great for assassination missions. So they send him on those kind of missions. So Haku is in and out, but he stops in every now and then, says hello to Ino, is being nice, and probably because he does like Ino, generally speaking. And Ino is actually able to talk to a boy that generally is into her and doesn't belittle her. And it's actually nice for someone to talk to her and not just see, a pretty face, which, to be fair, she appreciates. But at the same time, women want more than just to be seen as a pretty face, I would hope. I mean, sure, look, men and women, there are men and women out there who just like or care about looks, and for a while was one of them. But I think Haku, being just a more level-headed, reasonable person, would kind of coax the better sides of Ino out, and I think she would kind of just have a crush. She would totally be crushing on Haku. Let's not mince words on it. So, and I smacked my lips again. Sorry, and I keep going. I gotta stop that. So you would have a lot of the same interactions that were going on last time. Sakura and Sasuke. Sakura, I think, would be actually Sakura would be almost instrumental, because her, along with Yamato, would be using their abilities to rebuild damaged buildings, things along those lines. So Sakura would actually be be really busy. Sasuke would just be kind of practicing training as he's got time off, and then Jiraiya comes and gets Naruto for the training mission, and a mission to get Tsunade. And between that and Itachi and Kasame showing up, I gotta say Haku's out of the village right now, so you don't get that interaction. Things are going generally the same. Jiraiya gives Naruto the balloon. I will say this, though. I think Naruto, and I mean barely manages to pop the balloon with just one hand. I think he does, because this Naruto has better chakra control, not by a huge gap, but a certain gap than but by a little bit of a noticeable gap than our present day Naruto, our canon history Naruto, because his Ultra Instinct ability stresses chakra control on some level. He's got to do a constant amount of chakra flowing through his system, his nerves, things along those lines. So that stresses a certain amount of chakra control. So without knowing it, he's been doing a chakra control exercise the whole time. So I think he barely manages it, but he does manage it. Now, then Jiraiya gives him the balloon. The ball he can't do on his own. The ball he's the ball he's going to struggle with. And before anyone says it, yes, I know that he doesn't start the Rasengan training until after the Itachi Kasame incident. Needless to say, nothing changes in that scenario whatsoever, like at all. Naruto is about to be taken. Sasuke comes, interrupts, doesn't go in his favor, gets Tsukuyomi. Jiraiya comes, they get out of there with Amaterasu, and then nothing changes. So Naruto would be struggling with the ball. Eventually, he would get the ball down. It would take, again, he can do it. It's a bit easier, but it would still take the one. It would still take two hands, and he would still take a bit of time to do it. But he would get it down a bit quicker, a bit easier. And then Jiraiya shows the last technique, and again, it's going to be a while. I'll say this right now. I don't think Naruto will be needing the clone for the Rasengan this time around. I do think he will, need the one hand, but I think I don't, I think he will do this. Like the whole, the cat thing. But, I don't think he, instead, like, he just forming it in his hands like that, which with Naruto with a bit more chakra control probably could do. I think he will still have to do this thing. So that is something he'll still have to do. But he'll still be able to do it with one hand, I think, by the end. But point being, we have an old hag to get to. So they will encounter Tsunade and Shizune. That conversation doesn't change, and Naruto does challenge her outside. So Naruto's like, I'm gonna be, no one's gonna disrespect the old man in front of me. I'll knock her block off. And one finger's all I'm gonna need. Now, Naruto, though, despite being, rage-fueled, would immediately put his Ultra Instinct on. Now, against Jiraiya and Orochimaru or Tsunade, when they're actually taking this fight seriously and like maybe trying to kill him, the Ultra Instinct would be, at this point, could avoid a couple hits. They'd ultimately overtake Naruto. But because Tsunade's drunk and not taking him seriously, when she tries to flick him in the forehead, she actually misses. And she's shocked by that. And it's like, what? And then he just comes in, just tries to land a blow on her, but she's dodging and then tries to hit him again. And just, nope, misses again. Just, he's able to actually avoid, because we're dealing with a drunken Tsunade who's not taking him seriously enough. So I think that plays in Naruto's advantage. He makes a clone, and ultimately they both try a Rasengan. He hasn't gotten it down quite yet, but he's getting close there, and she can see that, and they both try to slam down, but she ultimately uses her finger to raise the ground up. They collide with the ground, explodes in the air, and ultimately ultimately Naruto loses. Though he shocks Tsunade, he really does. Like, what the hell? How did that kid do that? Yeah, the kid's. I told you, Tsunade, the kid's not to be taken lightly. So, is he or was it you mess around with this kid? You're gonna be in for a world of hurt. So Tsunade again makes the bet with Naruto, and Naruto. See, I think Naruto does get the Rasengan again with some superior chakra control. Again, compared to what he actually had back then, he is able, I think, to do a two-hand Rasengan without the aid of a clone, but he's got to do it like this. But I think he gets it down beforehand. I just don't think Tsunade knows this at that time. Then you cut to when Orochimaru comes. The whole fight breaks down the same up until Naruto and everyone arrives on the battle scene. Naruto again, chakra control. I think he can at least summon Gamma at this point. Using his own chakra, he can at least summon Gamma. So, and I think that's the best he can do without really going overboard on the chakra control, because he needs a Fox chakra otherwise. So, again, chakra control versus already having a large reserve. So he's able to summon Gamma, the toad that generally... We'll give him the toad with the battle armor. I don't believe that was Gamma. I can't remember the name of that one, but the battle armored toad that he used to block Kasame's... what was it? Samahata? Or I can't remember the name of that sword. So he's like, oh, darn! It's not enough. So the boy, it's not impossible. He's learned to control the fox's power. And unlike the last time, it's like it does appear to be the case. It's more like, it seems he still has more to go, but to summon a beast of that size and skill is impressive. So they bring the snake and Gamma, and I'm going to just call him Gamma. isn't well equipped for this fight because he's just not big enough to take on this guy. Any of the snakes that that's going to be thrown at Naruto. Naruto's like, darn it! It's like it was not enough, and then the snake is he grabs Naruto though, and they instead of disappearing, they work in tandem with each other. And I think he's able to use maybe a couple water to distract a snake, and then Naruto uses Shadow Shuriken Jutsu to slam it in the eye, basically blinding it in one eye, and then the snake Naruto just starts to try to form Rasengan, and the snake swallows him and Gama whole, but that's when Naruto actually forms a Rasengan, just blasts him in the top of the head, and then poof, the snake puffs, and they're like, what went wrong? And then Naruto and Gama are just there, slimy but satisfied. That can't. I was doing slimy yet satisfying, but slimy yet satisfied. That came out wrong. And then they come, and then him and Kabuto actually do. Well, they don't actually go toe to toe, but the fact that the snake is gone means that they're able to protect Tsunade. Kabuto goes after Tsunade, but like before, Naruto gets in the way. But Gama's also there and just goes toe to toe with Kabuto, who I think does cut some nerve tendons, and he has to poof back. So it's Naruto and him, and that's when he activates Rasengan. By grabbing him and then just boom. But I mean, he still summons the clone to do it this time around. Well, actually no, because he would have his Ultra Instinct going on. He dodges it and then summons the Rasengan and then just blasts Kabuto. And because Naruto's not latched on to him, I don't think he can even grab Naruto, because I think one of the reasons he was able to do that to Naruto, latch onto him and like cut to basically cut off Naruto's supply of chakra. He could wow, I just lost my train of thought. Because he was latched on, he was stationary. Naruto's holding on to him for a while. But I gotta stop doing I gotta stop saying that as much. He doesn't have that in this case, and Naruto could still avoid him thanks to the Ultra Instinct because he's also being hit, so he doesn't have that his reaction time is also delayed to a degree. So Naruto is able to get out there and avoid it, but Naruto's also at this point between a summoning, Ultra Instinct use, and a Rasengan is pretty tired out at this point. And Orochimaru goes to try to kill Naruto, his Ultra Instincts pretty much ran out. Maybe he's got a couple more seconds, and he's able maybe to dodge one slice, but it runs out, and then Orochimaru smacks him and pretty much knocks him out. And then that's when Tsunade comes, rescues Naruto, and ultimately, she gives him the necklace, and ultimately, it goes the same. It goes about the same. So where do we leave off from there? Well, they bring Tsunade back. Sasuke gets woken up. She gets in state as Hokage. Shikamaru gets Chunin, the only one to get Chunin. And I think you do have that scene. You get the moment where Sasuke wants to fight Naruto, but again, it's nowhere near as angry and enraged as it was in the original version. It's like he knocks Sakura's apple out of the way, but it is more like, Naruto, I want you to. It's more like, instead of just, it's more like, he's got a look on his face like, Naruto, I want you to fight me. It's like, what? Yeah, I need you to fight me, Naruto, now. It's like, what are you talking about? Come on, we just got patched up by grounding Tsunade. What are you talking about? What are you scared? It's like, are you scared, Naruto? And then Sasuke needs to break down. And he actually doesn't break down, but he actually stops and says, I need to know how strong you are. I need to know how strong I am. And that's when it kind of, it kind of starts to hit them a little bit, where Sasuke is coming from. And I think Kakashi at that point was like, well, all right. If you must, you must. We'll see if we can get you cleared by Tsunade, and then we'll arrange a match between you two. Well, until then, and besides, if you lose, if you're not full power strength and you lose, you'll just say that's an excuse, Sasuke, won't you? And he's like, yeah, fine. So they wait a few days, wait till Sasuke is good to go, and just in case. And then him and Naruto would have an official match. Sakura and a couple of them are all standing on the sidelines watching. I think Haku would be around, and Ino would be there as well. So they're there. They're there. They're there. I even think Hina's watching from the background. I think a lot of people actually would be checking this out because they've heard, um, they've they heard this was going on. Excuse me, sorry. So a fight would go down. It starts off basically the same. They go hand to hand. Sasuke is still the better fighter naturally, I think, than Naruto, but Naruto's style, because of the Ultra Instinct, is very random and instinctual. So Naruto that just is the better, even without Ultra Instinct at this point. It's just kind of not ingrained naturally in him. So he's just the better, has better reaction time than Sasuke, and can do random bits of attacks when he's very go with the flow and sudden, which is something Sasuke can't necessarily predict, even unless he's using the Sharingan. Even with the Sharingan, Naruto is very unpredictable. So they'll start out, it'll go about the same, though Naruto's a bit better at the reactions. And then Sasuke's like, come on, Naruto, is this all you've got? And then Naruto immediately, yes, I did give him Winjutsu. That's right, I did give him Winjutsu in this. I had to remember real quick if I gave him Winjutsu or not. I did give him the Great Breakthrough and the Gale Palm. That's what I gave him. So Naruto would summon a couple clones, and then he wouldn't do the Shadow Shuriken. I think he'd just do like everywhere Shuriken and then Gale Palm. And they'd go towards Naruto. Sasuke maybe gets a cut, but he's ultimately fine. Fire Style Jutsu, which is strengthened by the wind. Naruto gets out of the way with substitution jutsu, and then Sasuke gets his Sharingan activated. It's like, come on! And then Naruto just has Ultra Instinct, which, again, I think is symbolized with more like the glowing red eyes, and his hair is a bit more spiky and has some red tints to it. So, and maybe his chakras even got the red outline. So, when using the Fox chakra, normally it'll have like the blue outline, kind of like Goku says, the blue-white energy. So they ultimately, they go toe to toe Sharingan versus Ultra Instinct. His Sharingan is able to follow Naruto's Ultra Instinct. Naruto's speed, though, is enough that even following it, he's not always able to tag Naruto. It's kind of like when Goku went Master Ultra Instinct against Jiren. Jiren couldn't do anything before he powered up to full power, and even then, Goku could still dodge, but he wasn't dodging all of them at that point. Jiren was so powerful, he was keeping up with that. So it's kind of the same way. Sasuke's Sharingan allows him to keep up with that, but Naruto is still able to dodge a portion of those punches just naturally. So the fight is just going back and forth while Sasuke even pulls a fireball jutsu. Naruto uses a couple clones with a combined Great Breakthrough to basically overpower the fireball and just kind of giant fireball combo. Naruto uses it everywhere, the Uzumaki Barrage to some extent, but Sasuke blocks it again. So which he tries to do another fireball, and then Naruto just. I think with Ultra Instinct, he'd almost be able to pull it off with one hand, just because when he's actually activating it, his chakra control is more heightened at that point. But even he can sense he still can't do it fully, so he quickly summons it. As he's forming it, he waits to see if he can do it, and then when the chakra starts to leak out, he just basically uses his hand. Basically, an Ultra Instinct will say that he can just do some of the Sharingan with this instead of doing the cat thing. So he, summons the Sharingan, and then Sasuke sees it, and they both collide. Which would Kakashi allow? Because he stopped them from hitting each other prior to that. And I think he'd stop it there, and they'd both go flying. They both hit trees. They both basically destroy those trees. So ultimately it's a draw, and Sasuke has to berate them both a little bit, and Naruto definitely apologizes for that, though he's a little miffed. Sasuke, though, miffed and isn't quite happy with it's similar to what happened. He kind of just ran off. But this version of Sasuke is more just is like, yeah, fine, sorry, and then kind of does his own thing. Then that leads them to the conversation Kakashi had with him about, all the people that you're talking about are already dead. How he does that eye smile, I'll never know. I tried doing that eye smile. Am I doing the eye smile? So the Sound 4 still come after him. He doesn't have the curse mark, so I think he fares a little better, but ultimately gets his butt kicked. And then they ask Sasuke, do you want power? Well, obviously this Sasuke doesn't have the curse mark, so it's not influencing him. And because of Anko and the nature of the curse mark, and he explains the curse mark, he goes, I think, to Tsunade, who is a Sanin, so even though, and it was the Kage, tells him what happened and explains the whole issue with it, and she gives the information that she, as the Hokage, knows about it, and Sasuke hears this and realizes that no, he would not want the curse mark. So then they have to decide what the hell they're going to do. And that's where I think we're going to end it. We're going to leave this off with the Sound 4-5 when Kemimaru shows up, more or less coming to play. And we'll see where it goes from there. Yeah, I'm pretty much going to make this, in terms of Haku and Ino, they're going to probably be a thing. Sakura's chilling out a bit. She was not featured heavily in this because she would actually be very busy helping rebuild the village. Like, she'll be instrumental, assuming she makes it that far, which I imagine, I have no idea. We're well a ways off from it. She'll be instrumental when Pain destroys the village. Ooh, excuse me. I apologize for that. And we'll see where things are going. You'll notice there's really no Hinata. That's because, unlike with other ones, there's no reason for Hinata to be here unnecessarily because nothing has changed that would allow her to be here unnecessarily. Unless you want me to do this as a fan fiction, which technically all what ifs are just verbal fan fictions, but at the same time, there's usually common elements that transfer over to other what ifs. So, anyway, I digress. We'll get to more parts of this later on. But for now, we're going to leave it off at part 6. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Super Magic, whatever, anything I do on the channel, put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll do that at some point. I'll be back with who would win. So thanks for watching.